Hello everyone. In this video, let us see Python dictionary data type. We will be discussing few basic functions that are in class 11. Now, Python dictionary is a mutable data type whose values in place can be changed. When it comes to its creation, we can create it with a list of comma separated values within curly braces. And these values have to be a pair of key and a value, because dictionary, unlike the other data types such as list, string, tuple, are not sequential. Dictionary is not a sequential data type, it's a key value pair kind. Let us look at by creating one. And the other way to create a dictionary is using a function dict. Let's take key as a string strec, and its value after a colon we will specify the value. And let's take another key as joker and a value as 90. And then now let's, for a change, take a key as a string orange. We will assign value. Let's take an integer as a key and not a string. And fourth element what we are going to take is, let's take tuple as the key, 1, 2 and 3. Its value as a string, it's a tuple. And that's done. So we have a dictionary here with 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. When you want to check the number of elements, we can make use of length function, and it returns 4. One thing we have to note here is that although dictionary is a mutable data type, that its values in place can be changed. What I mean here by values in place can be changed is when we try to change some value in some key. For example, let's say joker to 95, then this change will happen. And look, now in dictionary key at joker I've got 95. This is what it refers to mutable data type. But the keys of a dictionary has to be some immutable data type. That is, when we are creating a dictionary key, then we must make sure that we do not assign a mutable data type as a key to the dictionary. For example, we cannot assign a list as a key of a dictionary, like how I have done here with a tuple. When I try to do the same thing, let's assign a list as a key and value 98. This time around will give me an error. So remember, keys should be of immutable data type in Python, and values, well, there is no restriction. You can either have mutable or you can have immutable data type as values in a dictionary. Now let us see how we can access. We have already seen it. Look, this is how we update it. That is the dictionary. You have to specify the key within third bracket and then assign some value to it. That updation will happen in the dictionary. In case if you want to add a new element to the dictionary, then all that we got to make sure is the key which we assign has to be some unique value, and then a new element with that key will be created in the dictionary. For instance, D, let's take bugs and value as 95, and we are going to have that in the dictionary. Look at the other way of creating the dictionary, that is using a dict function, and what is the difference between these two. For this we will take help of another simple dictionary, d1, and let's assign 1 as key and 90 as value, 2 as another key and 95 as value, and 3 as another key, 100 as the value. Let's create a new dictionary d2 by assigning d1 to it. What I'm going to have, d1 is also this, d2 is also this. Now I'm going to try and create a dictionary d3 using a dict function from d1, that is, D1 D2 is same. Since I already typed D2, let's take this D2. Just so that it's simple for you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this. Instead of D2, I'm going to assign D1 to D3, and well, look, D3 is this. So what we have done here is we have created D2 and D3 from D1. D2 we have created using equal to sign and assigning directly the D1 to D2, and D3 we have created from again D1, but this time using a DICT function. Now we will try to change dictionary D1 values and see how it affects D2 and D3. Look, my D1 is this. So in D1, let's try and change what's there in key 1 to maybe 80. This D is the first example that I took. So that was my mistake. I'm going to change D1, this one. So in D1, where at key 1 I have got 90, there I'm going to assign 80. So see, at D1 the value is updated. In key 1 now it's 80 where it was 90. Let's check what has happened in D2. The updation is there in D2 as well. But now when we go and look at D3, we see D3 1 is still having 90. So this implies that when you directly assign a dictionary to another name, then it's like the same copy is being represented by two different names. So any changes you make in the copy, that changes you'll be able to see using both the names. But when we use DICT function to create a dictionary from another dictionary, this time a true copy of a dictionary will be created. That is a separate copy. So if you make any changes in the dictionary D1 with which we created another dictionary, that changes will not be reflected in the new dictionary and vice versa. Let us look how do we access values. Well, we have already seen how we update in this statement. So it's very much similar. We can access value directly by specifying the key. Let's say in my dictionary D, these are the data. So if I do D and specify Joker, it's going to give me 95, the value in Joker key. Let's come to some basic functions that are there in your syllabus for class 11. Let's take D dot values function. This will return all the values that are there in dictionary. D dot keys function will return all the keys in my dictionary. D dot items function will return the different items that's there in my dictionary. I can convert, look, the D dot items has returned me each key value pair as a tuple. So whatever is returned, I can convert it to a list or any other data type. For example, we can convert what D dot items return to list using list function and can assign it, let's say, to L. That's not 1. Let's assign different name. K is equals to this. Now if we look, we find it's a list of tuples. Let's look at the get function, D dot get. It's very much similar to this, just specifying the key after the D within third bracket here, and then it will give you the value at that key. So in this function we have to specify the key, which is Joker, and it will return me the value in Joker. Update function, again it's updating values in dictionary. D dot update, we have to specify as a dictionary where do I want, what updates do I want. So I want update, let's say where my key is 12, I want, instead of orange there, maybe ice cream. and where I have a, it's a tuple, I'm just going to update it to tuple. One comma 2 comma 3. There, instead of its tuple, just write tuple. And let's close the curly brace for this dictionary and hit enter. I ended up closing one here, so we'll close at the end after we specify all the keys where we want the updates. Okay, it's colon. It looks like I'm going crazy. So this is that. Okay, so we have that in 1 2 3. Now we have tuple. Where is 1 2 3 here, and where we had 12, we have no ice cream. So this is how we use update function. D.update function followed by a dictionary. Inside that dictionary we will specify in which key what value to put. It can be one key value, one update, or it could be multiple updates. What happens when we assign a dictionary to another dictionary in update function? It's basically, it will appear like if you're appending a dictionary to another dictionary. Let's see, this is D and my D1 is this. Let's do D dot update D1 and let's check D. We will have this new elements with key 1 2 and 3, that is from dictionary D1, appearing in D as well. So it looks like we're appending it, but basically what is happening is, since those keys were not, this D1 is a dictionary and the keys in the dictionary were not there in my D, so new elements with those keys have been created in dictionary D. And last two functions, clear del. Well, if you want to remove elements from a dictionary, we can use a del function, del followed by the dictionary name, and let's say we want to remove, whom do I remove? Joker. And then we check dictionary, Joker is gone. In case we end up doing this and do not specify third brackets, what will happen is now just not the Joker, but the dictionary D itself will be dead. Now this is where the difference comes between del and clear. What clear does is, clear function will delete all the elements from an object. Like if we use clear function with dictionary D dot clear, so it will remove all the elements that's there in the dictionary D, but D itself will still be there as an empty dictionary. For instance, when I do D dot clear function, now I check D, it's empty dictionary. I do not have any elements in it, it's all been removed. But when I do del followed by just the name of the dictionary, then the object will be deleted from the memory. When I try to print D now, it will say D is not identified, D is not defined, it's not there in the memory. So in brief, this is a summary of Python dictionary and some basic functions that you need to study in class 11. You have to study how to create a dictionary, what is a dictionary, and how to assign or add new elements to our dictionary, how to update elements in the dictionary, its associated functions. Now what remains is to see how we can iterate over a dictionary using a loop. I'm going to conclude here. Thanks.